What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today I'm going to be talking about the clash of the Titans, as we go out there and we see the Pittsburgh Steelers take on our Washington Commanders at home. We're going to actually see a battle when it comes to a high-powered offense and a very aggressive defense. And we're actually going to see, the sad part about it is that we're going to see Pittsburgh's additions on the field, whereas Marshawn Lattimore won't be playing in this game. This would have been a very good test, but it's okay because next week, the following week, when we take on the Philadelphia Eagles, will be the test that we're looking for Marshawn Lynch and what he can bring to this defense. But currently, right now, the defense in its current state, we need to see our corners play more aggressively, in the sense that we need to actually get Russell Wilson off of his rhythm. You talking about in the past 2 games that Russell Wilson has played, and I remember telling people this about Russell Wilson when it came to last year. I said Russell Wilson did not play as bad as people are trying to push it out there to be. He actually played very well. The real reason he had to be out of Denver was because he showed Sean Payton up. He sat up there and let Sean Payton know that he had to run a different offense. And when that happened, all of a sudden Denver started to win. And then Sean Payton didn't like that, because then it made him look like he was too out of touch with the NFL and the new offense, that it made him look bad. So he had to get Russell Wilson out of there and come up with this whole thing about him. But again, we're now talking about Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh. And like I said, in these 2 games, I think Russell Wood, like they've gathered up about 400 and something yards of offense in the 2 games since Russell Wilson started playing. And, you know, this is not going to stop. Their running game has been absolutely fantastic. Like, it seems like when Pittsburgh went into the offseason, they knew exactly what they had to do, and they accomplished it. Normally, we don't see Pittsburgh make these type of in-season moves like this, because they normally stay pat and they're comfortable with the guys that they have. But again, you're talking about a team that, even for Pittsburgh, they didn't think that they were going to probably be where they were. But we all knew that they were going to make the playoffs. But again, Russell Wilson is not a guy to sleep on. Their offense is not something to sleep on. Now, I do think our defensive line can take advantage of their offensive line, but I do still think that we got to make Russell Wilson uncomfortable, even though we got to also try our best to keep him contained to the pocket. But he's also very dangerous from the pocket if you give him time and things like that as well. So we're definitely going to have to sit up there and play spoiler when it comes to Pittsburgh's march towards should it be their AFC championship or whatever. But Baltimore is sitting there, and like I said, Pittsburgh is a very formidable team. This game will show us if we're a team that is actually ready for the playoffs, because this game is going to give us a lot of stuff. It's going to give us a offense that is consistent. It's going to give us a defense that is very stringent and very tough. And at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to face off against another intelligent coaching staff. So this would be a full team victory, because this is not one of those games that you just go in there and act like that, you know, oh, we'll just lose, or oh, we don't have to compete. No, we have to compete in this game. And this game means a whole lot, not only to the city of Pittsburgh, but also to the city of Washington, the Washington area. You know, we have been on the backs of this team this year and been celebrating this team because they have actually been looking like a different team this year. And again, I said it once and I'll say it again. You know, this team will win 10 games. Currently, right now, you're talking about they only have to win 3. You know, they win 3 games, that's a 10-win season. Then on top of that, you might throw maybe another couple games in there, and we're possibly talking about an 11, maybe 12-win season. You know, so, but again, we will see how this all maps out and how this all goes, because we still go see New Orleans. We do see the Titans. We do see Atlanta. We do see Dallas twice, and we're going to see Philadelphia twice again. So it's going to be something very special for us as we march on. There are things that we will have to do. Like I said, again, when it comes to George Pickens, I always talk about this. I evaluated George Pickens in the draft he came in, and I told people George Pickens was one of these guys that he should have never failed to the second round. He was also one of those elite wide receivers that was in that draft, and the fact that Jahan Dotson went before him was absolutely amazing. I told people, like, I remember on my guys to watch out for draft board, I sat up there and told people that, look, George Pickens is one of these guys that is a special receiver. And sure enough, again, George Pickens falls in the second round. But he's also a very dangerous player. He will make the big catch. He will be aggressive with your corners. So that's another thing. We might have to give Mikey Sandersteele the assignment to take on George Pickens, because I think that Sandersteele's aggressiveness against Pickens' aggressiveness will kind of even each other out. I don't think that St. Juice is aggressive enough to go up against Pickens, and that's just my honest opinion. The other thing, and this is the elephant in the room, we have to stop this run game. Najee Harris has been having a fantastic season. And you also put in the element of a scrambling Russell Wilson. This can get very ugly if we let the running game take over. You let the running game take over, Najee Harris can lazily get 200 yards rushing. And we saw what happened when we went up against Derrick Henry. Najee Harris can put up Derrick Henry type of numbers. He really can. And we're going to have to do something that is going to stop the Pittsburgh Steelers running game. If we don't stop that running game, we're going to be in trouble. Like I said, I do think that our defensive line is better than their offensive line. But our defensive line has to live on the opposite side of the line. They got to almost look like their linemen in front of Russell Wilson and in front of Najee Harris. Because, again, if Pittsburgh gets this running game rolling, we're in trouble. Another thing, Pat Freiermuth is a very dangerous guy when it comes out of the backfield. But not only that, guess what? Another guy I evaluated, and Darnell Washington, he started to show up. I think 2 games prior, he had like 4 catches for, I think it was like 70-something yards or something like that. And I told you, the thing about Darnell Washington, which I absolutely loved about him coming out of Georgia, was that he was a massive tight end who was also who could basically be an offensive lineman as well, because he was such a fantastic blocker. But the thing about it with him is that he's very deceptive. You know, he will go out and act like it will really genuinely look like he's blocking, and he'll actually be getting ready to go out for a pass, and will catch it not only over linebackers, but safeties and corners and all that. So he's a very dangerous thing to contend with. So this is not a game to sleep on. Defensively, the Commanders will have to step up big time. If they don't step up big time, we're going to be in a huge amount of trouble, because it's going to be tough to deal with an offense that features so many guys that can overpower you in them. I mean, Freiermuth, he's also a very powerful guy. But again, you got too many people on that offensive line, the tight ends, the wide receivers, the running backs, that they can be a very formidable team. And again, the one area where we struggle in, which is the run game, is where they're most successful at. So again, like I said, this will be a very big clash of the Titans. I told y'all, Jaden Daniels is knocking off as he's going up this peak, as he's going up the mountain. He's knocking off a lot of the things that we expect for him to do. And once everything encompasses, and he gets, because he already got his 300-yard game, we're now waiting for his 3-touchdown game, and we're waiting for his 100 yards rushing game. It's all going to happen. But again, like I said, this is a very big game. This is a game that will prove a lot to not only the NFL fans, but it'll also prove a lot to the Commanders fans, and it will also open everybody's eyes up to know that if Washington makes the playoffs, you're dealing with a very aggressive, very strong team that can, in fact, make it to the Super Bowl and actually win it. So I tell y'all, I'm excited. I can't wait for this game. It is my birthday today, so I'm excited about that. And what would make my birthday even more special is if on Sunday the Commanders knock off the Steelers. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm surprised they didn't flex this game to Sunday night, or even a primetime game, because they flexed the Chicago game. And I guess they don't want to flex too many of these games, but I am surprised that they didn't flex this Pittsburgh game, because again, this is a game that I think will have a lot of eyes on it, and it will be something where, again, you're talking about this could be what nobody's talking about is that this could be the Super Bowl matchup. This is what could be the Super Bowl matchup. This game, we could actually repeat this game in the Super Bowl. And that could be a possibility. So this could either be a game that's called a Clash of the Titans or a Super Bowl preview. But we'll find out when this game happens on Sunday. Y'all tell me how y'all think. What do y'all feel about this upcoming game? How strongly do you feel that Washington could come out with the win? How strongly do you feel about this being a possible Super Bowl preview game? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.